homelessness, I lived on the street for a couple of years, off and on the streets. You know, my addiction, it took me to homelessness, and you know, at various times I found myself sleeping on. As a matter of fact, there's times I found myself in a snowstorm with bedroom slippers on my feet.
I lived under the bridge at 125th Street for 5 years. That's a dark place. A lot of people that I was living under that bridge with, they're no longer here.
My name is James Macklin. In 1986, I was a homeless man living on the streets of New York City. Today, I am the director of the outreach program at the Bowery Mission. It was at the Bowery Mission that my life was turned around. Founded in 1879, the Bowery Mission is an organization committed to helping homeless individuals throughout the New York City area. Thousands of individuals have completed the Bowery Mission's restoration programs and have gone on to lead productive and rewarding lives. They have crossed the seemingly insurmountable barrier that separates the desperate cycle of homelessness from the rest of society. They have managed to escape the streets and have lived to tell their tales. What follows is a glimpse into a handful of those lives.
For me, homelessness was a place of darkness. I went around to different friends' houses. I slept overnight, but it was always I had to do something in return. And excuse me. It was a very hurtful thing.
You know, I never saw myself sleeping on the rooftop, and that's exactly where I ended up. You know, I never saw myself riding the subway to 4 and 6 in the morning, having people going to work, and me with no real place to go, just riding the trains, you know, to and fro. It's sad to see a life go through that. It's sad to see people now, and I go out onto the streets and I look back, and it kind of reminds me of where I was.
You know, when society turns its back on you, it's a hurtful thing. It's really, you see people drive by and look at you like you're not there. People look right at you, but they look through you. You're not a homeless person, you're a thing. This is what really, really did it for me.
One morning or afternoon, I don't remember just what it was, at 181st Street, there is a deep elevator there that comes out from under the train and bring you up to the street. Well, that elevator was broken that day, and so we had to shrug it up those long steps coming up out of that hole. And on the way up the step, I saw a man laying with his face turned up to the sun. And people were stepping on top of this guy right over his head, and the drippings from their shoe was falling right in his face. And I said, well, if you don't do something about yourself, maybe this will be your fate. One December night, while sleeping on a subway train, a lady shook me and woke me up and asked a very important question. What in the world is a man like you doing in a situation such as this? And not being a very violent guy, I would have hoped that that lady would have minded her business, but she was sort of persistent. And she said, you don't seem to be that type of fellow. And she introduced me to the Bowery Mission, and the rest of it has been history.
This is a place where you come and you get back your life. When I came in here, I wore about 140 pounds. Now look at me, I'm close to 200 pounds. I got back my life.
I was just received with so much love here. These people are so warm and concerned, and you know, they just treated me like I was someone, like I found home.
Out there in the streets, they don't see themselves a change. There's something there that blocks them from penetrating the veil that tries to keep them in that place. And all it takes is just a little love to just touch someone, and they can make a decision and say, yes, I want to change my life, and change, and their lives will be changed.
And just ask yourself, if you could do anything, would you? And I'm pretty sure that most likely the answer would be yes, you would want to help. But sometimes you think, oh, my helping is not going to make much of a difference. But if every person were to say that, nothing would be done. You know, so I truly, truly encourage you to just make the investment, in whatever form or fashion, whether it's monetary, whether it's in time and love, just step forward and invest in someone's life.
When I look in the mirror, I see an old-time fiddler, you know, who didn't fiddle very well in the first half of his life, but the instrument's been tuned up today, and I'm playing a beautiful tune.
Living out here on the streets, freezing when the cold winds blow. Gonna get myself a tin cup, yeah, alright. Beg for a dime or two. Drinking and drugging this life away. Who can anybody turn to? Baby ain't got none. Baby trying to get some, just can't find one. We're living on borrowed time. Baby ain't got none. Baby trying to get some, just can't find one. We're living on borrowed time. We're living on borrowed time. We're living on borrowed time. Living on borrowed, living on borrowed, living on borrowed time. Living on borrowed time.
Looking over the river, blinded by the sun, I can feel the earth turning back to where we begun, and over your thought clouds my mind. When are you coming over? We're running out of time. When are you coming over?